Hey, welcome back. We've been away for some time. It's been COVID-19, it's been bad weather, and we've had it all. But now the weather is back. It's really nice Spain weather, and we have a cool video for you today where we cover all the things about the PCP that we've complained so much about. So, looking forward to tell you more about it. First of all, I want to talk about this picture. Social media has been discussing if I can park or not. I'm okay with that, but I just wanted to explain you why we parked like that. So, a regular gas-fueled car normally has the tank on one side. It's either on the left side or the right side. Porsche, typically on the right side. It's not like that with electric cars. They're all over the place. Tesla has it on the far back of the car on the left-hand side. Porsche has the fast charger on this side, on the right-hand side of the car, and the normal charger on the other side. So the reason why we were parked like that, we actually had to move the car because this was a front-in Ionity charger. And what happens when you park front-in and you park like they want you to park? The cable goes across like this. And you can actually see already here on the car that there are scratches. It's not enough scratches right now to create any issues. I can easily polish this away. But if this continues, we would actually damage the car. So this is not a problem with, I would say, with Porsche or with Ionity or anything else, but it's an issue that it's so much difference in between both the cars and the chargers. So it creates situations like that. Whew, finally, I got to tell the world about that. And one more thing. TeslaBjørn made a review of our review last weekend. Great one. So thank you so much to TeslaBjørn. I know a lot of you viewers are here because of that, so thank you very much. And please go look at it if you haven't looked at it. I know that TeslaBjørn is going to release some more content about their trip as well, so really looking forward to see that. Well, let's talk about what we're all here for. The challenges with Porsche Charge Planner, and more importantly, what Porsche can do to fix it. As you could see throughout the road trip, I'm struggling with the name, so from now on, I'm going to call it PCP. In this video, we will cover what is the PCP and what is the Porsche Intelligent Range Manager. We're going to cover usability issues, aka user friendliness. We're going to talk about bugs and issues. We are going to talk about greenwashing. Yes, that's an exciting one. And then we are going to talk about what happens when things go south. For your convenience, we'll include an index below so you can scan directly to the content that interests you. Before we start, I have to clarify something. Porsche Charge Planner is free and is included in the car. I have mistakenly stated that it costs 500 euros. What you pay extra for, and what I have paid extra for, is called Porsche Intelligent Range Manager. As you have learned by now, there's nothing intelligent about it, but it costs you around 250 euros. Let's start with Porsche Charge Planner, or PCP. PCP is an included feature of the car. It's a piece of software built into the navigation, and its job is to make sure to add charge stops where they are appropriate. It follows a set of rules. You should arrive at your destination with at least 13% state of charge if you drive in normal mode. If you drive in range mode, you should arrive at your destination with at least 6% state of charge. In other words, these two settings have been decided by Porsche, and I found these numbers dug deep into some PR documents. The car does not let you override it. PCP is supposed to take into account the capacity of the chargers and choose the most optimal chargers based on distance from the planned route and the time it takes to charge. PCP will prefer not to charge to more than 80% state of charge, unless of course needed. And finally, PCP makes sure that charging time is included in the arrival time shown in the onboard navigation. What is Porsche Intelligent Range Manager then? Intelligent Range Manager is an optional add-on. It acts in the background and it optimizes both the route and, this is important, the parameters of the car. So for instance, when you saw us drive from Barcelona to Valencia and from Valencia to La Manga Club, you could notice that we were in range mode imposed by the car. We just entered a destination and Porsche Intelligent Range Manager restricted the car to 90 kilometers an hour. We could override this with kickdown or by manually switching to another drive mode on the steering wheel. Finally, Intelligent Range Manager also changed our AC settings to Eco mode. Let's move over to talk about how PCP actually works and cover the usability issues. Let's navigate to a popular destination. Barcelona is about 650 kilometers away, and that should require 2 charge stops based on how I have learned to know the car by now. Let's speed up this one a bit so we don't have to wait for all the calculations. As you can see here, the Intelligent Range Manager pops up and gives us 2 alternatives. The first one is range mode, and the second is without range mode. You are not supposed to drive a Porsche in range mode, and to be honest, I oppose the fact that it even exists in this car, so let's ignore that. As you can see, the PCP suggests that we make 3 charge stops, maybe due to the fact that the car's state of charge is 91%. Let's check them out. As you can see, the information is very limited. We get no information about what the stop is called, what kind of charger or brand it is, or even no information about the capacity of the charger, which would be really useful to know. The only thing it tells us is the state of charge we will arrive with, how long it recommends us to charge, when we will arrive, and the distance to the charger. As a driver, you are left totally blind and you have no idea what to look for. Are you looking for an Ionity charger, a gas station? Is it inside a parking garage? You have no idea. As an example, when we were in Frankfurt, we came up just 100 meters or so away from the charge destination when we saw a Porsche Center. We obviously thought that we were going to charge at the Porsche Center, but no. Just in front of the Porsche Center, the car took us to the right and directly into the parking lot of their competitor, a Land Rover dealership. But as you can see in episode 3, the Porsche Center across the street had several fancy fast chargers, but the PCP obviously preferred that we charged at Land Rover. Strange. Let's move on to bugs and issues. As we covered in episode 2, there's a few bugs, quirks, and issues that I hope Porsche will iron out in the next update or 2. First of all, the information about the charge stop disappears when you get close to the charger. Obviously, the onboard navigation considers that you have reached the destination, so you no longer need that information. That is, of course, totally messed up, so make sure you remember how long the car wanted you to charge for before you drive up to the charger. Next one. PCP understates the range of the car. This car's last trip was grocery shopping, a short trip that resulted in a high consumption. That means that it calculates the range to be only 284 kilometers with the current state of charge. That's wrong, and I know that's going to change after driving for 20 minutes or so. That means I can probably go to Valencia without charging. Maybe it will restrict me to 130 at some point, but that is also not necessary. We have already verified that we can drive between here and Valencia without any range anxiety. I actually achieved an average speed door-to-door of 120 kilometers an hour and still had 14% range left. We need some additional smartness here, please, Porsche. Next, let me remove a charge stop. Why not give me the option to remove a charge stop? Especially as long as the PCP is buggy, this is extremely annoying. Please let me remove or replace a charge stop. Since the PCP understates the range of the car all the time, removing a charge stop is very handy. Replacing a charge stop is handy when you know about a place that you want to take a longer break while eating, for instance. You, as the driver, should be the one who decides and not the car. It's you driving the car and not the other way around. This isn't what I associate with the DNA of Porsche. As you can see here, you can remove a charge stop by clicking on the flag on the map, but what happens then is that the PCP automatically recalculates and adds it back again. Bug or feature? No idea, but it drives me crazy. One last point when it comes to quirks. Let me decide what I'm comfortable with when it comes to arrival state of charge. As I mentioned before, Porsche has decided to hard-code this into the Intelligent Range Manager. It's either 13% in normal mode or 6% in range mode. There is very little intelligence about the Porsche Intelligent Range Manager in today's version. There doesn't seem to be any way to disable it, so unless we see improvements very quickly, I will actually consider Porsche to disable this add-on in my car, even if it means a visit to the service center. I would claim that this is not only a buggy product, but it's also a product that goes directly against the Porsche DNA, something Porsche understandably is very proud of. I don't understand how this product slipped through the cracks at Porsche, who is usually 110% when it comes to quality assurance. I shouldn't be saying this because I'm going to receive a boatload of hate, but what Porsche has done here is actually to make a Tesla move. Push it out and fix it later. Let's talk about greenwashing. 100,000 charge points is what Porsche claims to have in their database. I have no reason to doubt that, but what Porsche basically has done to reach that milestone is to dump several thousands of charge points into their database through a partnership. We don't know who they worked with, but it could be Plug Surfing, Electromaps, or similar. But it's basically a payment collaboration so that you can pay for charging through your Porsche Charge Services account. The Porsche Charge Planner has no idea if the charger works or not. They don't even know if the charger is there anymore. It's a database dump. Porsche claims there's an online functionality with the charge station, but that's true only for a few charge operators. Basically, maybe only Ionity. But Eric, what do you mean by greenwashing? Well, it's not really Porsche who's doing the greenwashing here, but they have decided to dump a boatload of what I called greenwashing charge point into their database. A greenwashing charge point is basically a charger installed by either a supermarket or a gas station chain or someone else as part of a PR campaign. Hey, look at us, we're installing charging stations, we're green. Then they probably worked the first day when the CEO of the gas station chain drove up in his diesel-fueled Mercedes S-Class, took a picture with the local newspaper before he drove off again. And since then, nobody has bothered checking if they work or not, and people who actually work there don't even know that they exist. So let's wrap this up by talking about when things go south. Our problems through Europe were somewhat enhanced by a bad experience with customer service. There's two problems. Porsche seems to have one person on duty, and two, Porsche Charge Support and Roadside Assistance is not connected with each other. Number one, long wait times on the phone. It seems like Porsche has one person to handle the Porsche Charge Support on each shift, because at a couple of occasions we met the same person when we called back. This could be random, it could be technology in the phone system, but no matter what, they have too few people. On March 11, we waited for 50 minutes. That's 50 minutes. The day after, we gave up waiting after 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes. We tried instead to call Porsche Norway, but they just suggested that we call Roadside Assistance. Roadside Assistance would only be able to provide us with a flatbed. And that brings us to the next problem. There is no connection between Roadside Assistance and Porsche Charge Support. For instance, in Valencia, when we ran out of juice, Porsche Charge Support just told us sorry and told us to look in the glove box for the phone number to Roadside Assistance. Roadside Assistance is used to deal with a car that breaks down, and they have no idea how to find the nearest charging station. I have to say that the friendliness from Roadside Assistance was great, but we were just asked where we wanted to take the car, and it was actually our suggestion that they should bring the car to Porsche Center in Valencia. Well, actually first we wanted them to take us to the Ionity charger near Murcia, but that was too far. At least they were unable to make that decision in the middle of the night. But kudos to Roadside Assistance, who suggested that we save all receipts for hotel, taxi, etc. and told us that they would pay for it. I actually did expect that, to be honest, but absolute great service that they tell us up front on the phone. That was a great experience. Again, most of these issues are easy to fix, and I hope that we have pointed to problems that Porsche will pick up on and do something about. Talking about that, I wonder when we'll hear from them. Thanks for watching. This has been a long one. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.